All right, it's time once again to spin this giant wheel we have here in our studio.
Woo!
Called the Wheel of Problematic, to find out what is going to be problematic this week. I think it's my turn, so I'll give this a nice big spin.
Go for it.
You know what? I think I'm missing my wheel.
Are you?
This is
unprecedented.
This is embarrassing.
This is
okay.
First
Hold on.
time. You found it.
I found it.
You found the gigantic wheel.
My office is a little cluttery, and
just a bit.
All right, let's give this a try, and we'll just hope the rest of the show goes better from here. Maybe we'll have the luck of the Irish with us or something.
Ooh.
All right. And this week, what's problematic is the Irish.
You spoke it.
All right.
Prophecy foretells of a podcast so stunning, so brave, that it could only ever go by one name. A show so woke that it became its own gender. A show so hot that we'll understand if it turns you gay. You're listening to Stunning and Brave with Chris Cowan and Nate Henderson.
Hey everybody, welcome once again to another edition of Stunning and Brave. We are stunning and brave here in the studio today because we're meeting in person, even though our president, our commander-in-chief, has said that we probably wouldn't get to do that until 4th of July.
He never dreamed of this happening right now.
Yes.
And yet here we are.
Here we are in the studio together, basically putting our lives at risk for you, for your entertainment.
That's right.
That's a timeless thing, right? It's just putting your life in danger for the entertainment of others. Like that's why you go to the circus.
Some of the greatest entertainers ever have done just that.
You're hoping Robin's parents don't quite make the catch, and
you're hoping they don't make the catch.
Somebody's origin story.
I was gonna say, otherwise that origin story is completely kaput.
Yes.
Didn't Robin have like 10 different origin stories?
Well, there was like 10 different Robins.
Oh,
that's
true.
the thing.
That's true.
The original,
on.
Dick Grayson.
Come on, pick a Robin. Pick a Dick. Come on, let's
pick. No, the only one is Dick. The others have other names. There's a Tim. There's
man, I'm really sorry I jumped down this rabbit hole.
Timothy Drake.
Yeah.
There's Jason something, and then there's like even one that's like his kid. Batman has a son with Catwoman.
Wow,
and
naturally, and he becomes a Robin as well.
Yeah,
like a version of the Robin.
Yeah, he becomes like he's just kind of a punk. He's got this attitude, super immature. I can't imagine why coming from such a stable home.
I think for this episode,
absentee father who dresses up at night and a mom with some
I can't imagine any
cat
kid
obsession
having problems with that. I think we should go against the wheel and just talk about the many origins of Robin, everyone's
this entire
favorite
episode.
Comic book character.
Yeah,
good call.
I'm Chris Cowan, by the way.
I'm Nate Henderson. Hello,
and we are Stunning and Brave. No, my favorite Robin though is the one from the Batman Lego movie.
Oh, yes.
Played by Michael Cera, who's a perfect casting.
Yeah, he did great.
And I loved
that. Is true. That is interestingly enough is the best Robin so far. I think
my favorite line from that movie is when he's like, "I'm Richard, but my friends call me Dick," and he's like, "Well, children can be mean sometimes."
There's so much subtle humor in that only adults pick up.
I love that. And then Zach Galifianakis is probably the best Joker.
Oh yeah,
ever.
Yep.
All due respect to Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had another trail I was gonna go down right now, and I totally forgot.
Just off ramp.
Oh yeah, no, we were talking about life. Putting your life on the line for entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ice road truckers. I mean, I guess they're kind of just trucking as their job, but they're also doing it on TLC or History Channel.
See, I haven't watched a single second of that show. What exactly are they hauling that's so critical for the humanity?
I have no idea. Probably gas or
like ice
or like logs. Yeah.
See, I didn't know. I was.
I don't think they're hauling ice.
That's what See, when I hear ice truckers, I was thinking, wow, somebody must really need ice,
right,
for them to put themselves in that peril.
It's ice road truckers. They're trucking on.
Okay.
That's the dangerous part, is that they're trucking on icy roads.
On ice.
Yeah. So it's not. They're not. I feel like they're considering the entire episode involves them driving on ice.
Right.
I don't think they need to be trucking ice anywhere.
That would be amazing. I mean, you want to talk about just automatically feeling defeated at your job. You're just like, I'm hauling what's going to kill me, most likely.
Right. Yeah. I don't think they're refrigerator trucks.
Oh, that's too bad.
But yeah.
Well, not going to watch that show.
Yeah. But there's a lot of there's a lot of jobs where it's just putting your life on the line for entertainment. Like my 600-pound life, for example.
Wait, are you saying that she's an entertainer in that regard?
I'm saying, my wife freaking watches that show
religiously.
I made a rule when we got, as we mentioned last episode, I got a freaking 86-inch TV, and I made a rule. I'm like, okay, babe, you are not allowed to watch my 600-pound life or 1,000-pound sisters.
What?
On the 80s.
That's a show as well?
Yes, freaking TLC, man. Freaking TLC, I swear.
I gotta know, why is she so captivated by those shows?
I don't know.
I'm just curious. I don't know. I'll ask her sometime. I probably won't like the answer, but I'll ask her.
I don't know. Maybe it's one of those, you feel good about yourself when you can.
Yeah, but there's like a lot of people you can watch to feel a little bit better about yourself. Why go to the absolute most tragic? I don't know.
I do not know. I can't
something.
stomach those shows. Literally. No pun intended. I
would have a hard time.
She's always liked those kind of, well, TLC is the freak show channel. Like they are
TLC, and then it stands for the learning channel. Right?
You will never hear that phrase uttered on that channel.
Well, you don't really learn a whole lot that would be considered traditional education.
You learn a lot about those stomach surgery.
About freaks.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the stomach. Yes, gastrointestinal.
And
surgery.
And as I've mentioned,
something we all wanted to know about in great detail.
Right, and that I am Jazz with the transgender former boy, now girl.
Okay.
I learned way more than I ever wanted to know about all the reasons why
conversion surgery.
Surgery is terrible. Oh my gosh.
Well, I think our listening audience already knew that. But
well, I learned for you.
And we're not going to educate you right now, right, Cowan?
No,
okay.
we are not. So that's what we're doing. We're just putting our lives on the end. We're considering ourselves essential workers, and so we're not going to wait till July the 4th.
Yeah.
To exercise our freedoms.
Yeah, that's why I pushed my way in front of all those elderly people and doctors to get my vaccination shot this week.
That's right. Did you get your
Because I'm an entertainer. No.
Okay. No. You didn't. Okay. No. So we're totally just out there.
Yeah. Yep.
We both probably got COVID already. Like I think you guys knocked it out of the way before.
I have a feeling you might find some antibodies in me. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. But so that's what we're doing. I love all those memes because President Biden was all like, "Hey, if you guys all do all the things, then you might get to get to celebrate 4th of July in a small group.
Small group, you might get a small taste of freedom. Come on, man."
Yeah, and I love everybody's reaction to that. Everybody's reaction to that is, who isn't already doing that? Like, who isn't gathering in small groups? Like, there are a few people who are just like, I have not seen my family in more than a year. And those people are just, okay, well, I mean, don't live your life then, I guess. I live in...
Some people, they will live by the letter of the law, no matter how wackadoodle it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why this whole thing just feels like such an interesting social experiment.
Oh, yeah. It's...
And I get it. If you're high risk and all that, I get it. But at some point, and I'm not, downplaying the severity of COVID, but I am downplaying the severity of COVID a little bit compared to it's terrible, compared to some of the stuff we've had in the past, like the seasonal flu. But I mean, you still have to live your life.
You do.
It's really terrible if you infect an entire bunch of New York's finest retirement homes and then kill off all the old people and then hide the numbers.
That is pretty horrible.
Like Governor Cuomo of New York did.
Mr. Andrew Cuomo.
But other than that, it's...
Other than that minor infringement.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, remember to follow your government blindly, people.
Yep.
That's the only way to stay woke.
Always leads to happiness.
All right, well, let's start off with our first segment, which is...
Check your privilege.
All right, this is the part of the show where we check our privilege, where we kind of confess something that has been a privilege or, something that's affected our privilege in some way. And it's kind of a confessional, except there's no forgiveness.
No.
There's only confession.
No.
There's only guilt and shame.
Yeah.
Because that is the cult of woke right there.
No forgiveness there.
Nope. We have a train. I don't know if it's picking it up.
Is it a train? I thought it was in the office.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
It's not. All right, so
I wouldn't put it past you to install a miniature train around your home.
Yeah.
And just say, "Hey Nate, look at my latest at my latest treasure." And
I throw money at electronic crap. Why not?
And just ride it Richie Rich style around the premise. It can deliver you right into your family room.
Like Walt Disney. Yeah, like Walt Disney had.
That will be your latest latest acquisition.
My privilege check this week is that I'm starting a place called Cowan Land. Stunning and Brave Land, something like that. Yeah. It's going to be great. We'll have rides and costumes and
far less defenseless kid.
Exactly. All right, so my privilege check. I'm trying to not have every single privilege check be about freaking Xbox or TV related, because I feel like it's just like something not like I thought about doing something else, but
we've had a laser focus for a while now. It's it's your only joy in life. Just say it.
It's just like I could go another direction. Like I don't know. I could tell a cute story about my son. For
Dude, who
for
wants
this,
to hear
but
that?
no, who cares about kids? But I gotta just at least touch on this because it's so stupid. So
go on.
So as I have had 2 Xbox One X's, which up until the most recent
2? When did you get a second one?
I had 2 X. I had 2 Xboxes.
Okay, all right. I didn't know you had 2 of those. Oh my gosh, this story just got far more interesting. No, continue.
I had 2 Xbox One S's at one point, and then I upgraded one to a One X, and then I was like, well, I don't want when the kids are on their One S on the One X.
Feel left out.
I don't want to feel left out in my office or whatever. So I upgraded the other one to a One X.
Let's make a list of the most unnecessary upgrades ever made.
So
in history.
2 One X's. But my plan was, well, I'll just upgrade to, and then when I upgrade to the Series X, I'll just sell both of my One X's.
Okay.
And then that'll basically cover the cost.
Oh,
It'll
totally.
be totally great. So I got my Series X, and nobody freaking wants to buy a One X.
Go figure. Nobody wants to buy the older generation.
Come on. It's better than I don't want to geek out too much and get into the weeds, but it's better than one of the latest generation models. Even though it's an older generation. So whatever. But so nobody
and you have not one, but 2
I have
of
2
them
of
that
them.
you cannot hawk.
Literally, I put it on Facebook Marketplace, put it on Craigslist, put it on eBay.
Oh, why? Because everybody's trying to sell the exact same thing so they can get the latest Xbox.
I know. And so finally, I'm just like, well, okay, nobody wants to buy it outright. So I put on Facebook the other day.
You're rubbing your eyes right now. This has just been such a struggle.
It is. Life is so hard. Life is so
hard. It truly is. Take another sip of your tea and contemplate how hard life is.
So I finally put on Facebook, does anybody want to trade for a Nintendo Switch? Because I can't freaking get rid of my 1X. Like, how much of a privilege is that? I have two.
I can't get rid of my
what
Xboxes.
were like less than a year ago the cutting edge console.
Yeah,
and I can't sell one of them.
I told you, take them to GameStop and you'll get like $10 credit towards something.
Yeah, that's really
they will hook you up with a bargain.
That's what I should have gone with.
That company needs to die.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Yeah, that's so has anybody taken you up on the Switch idea?
So
seeing as how that was the hardest one of the hardest consoles to get, I want to say about a year ago.
Oh yeah.
Everybody and their brother.
The Switch,
as soon as the pandemic hit, wanted to play Switch. So
well, the 1X was impossible to get a year ago. Everything was impossible to get.
Everybody had to have them games.
And now you can buy them like hotcakes. But yeah, so I put it out there. Hey, anybody want to trade for a Switch? And the first reply, of course, is why don't you just sell your 1X and then use the money on a Switch?
You're like, you think I haven't tried that?
Yeah. If you only knew. If you only knew.
So needless to say, I was abrasive in my response.
Right. I'm like, I'm reporting you to Facebook. I don't know what for.
That's right.
Probably, I'm going to, you've been stalking middle school children or something. That's what I'll tell them.
Oh, gosh.
Too far?
Really ruin their lives.
Too far.
Yeah.
Cancel culture finally has a use for you. So funny thing is the day that I posted that, anybody want to switch? I finally got a bite on my Facebook Marketplace ad.
Really?
Yeah, the same day. Somebody finally messages me and is willing to pay basically a good price for it.
The difference.
And so I sold it to him that same day. So I don't know. It's like
wait, you switched it for a Switch?
No.
Oh, he just wanted
outright
to pay
cash.
For it. Okay,
outright cash. And so
he paid $500 for it.
Yeah. I was only asking $500. I don't know why nobody was wanting it.
Fair market price.
Yeah. But then I didn't have a car that day, but it turned out this person lived like right in my neighborhood, so I was able to bike.
Yeah. He's your stalker. That's how he knows.
Yeah, that's how it was. So I actually
I know you got two for sale.
Connor and I got a bike ride in. I just put it in a backpack and I literally biked the Xbox over to some stranger's house and
So there is apparently a want eventually for it.
Yes, apparently. The demand is not high, but it's there. And
hopefully you sold it for lower than what some of the current iterations go for.
Yeah,
that poor guy got swindled.
Right. $600 is I feel like a fair.
You know what? Knowing you, you'd probably just somebody would bite and you'd get $600, but you'd be like, whatever. I just threw it into a new TV fund.
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I'm eyeballing some new TVs. I gotta upgrade soon. I think.
Be hard to eyeball when I rip your eyeballs out
of
your skull.
Yeah.
Nice.
So anyways, that's my privilege check. Again, it's Xbox freaking electronic related because that is like the heart of my privilege.
That's all apparently we're talking about lately. So I'll go down a different route.
Okay.
I'll go down a different route and talk about Xbox.
Come on.
We didn't plan this. This.
All right.
This was going to be. Hey, you know what? Do you have the theme song for the award?
Yeah. Are we doing the Stunnies?
We should.
All right, let's do. We're mixing segments this week. Let's do it.
It's time for the Stunnies.
That intro is so satisfying.
So good.
So my Stunny goes to the most 80s video game ever made. And the great thing is that it was made 30 years after the 80s.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
nice.
It was intentionally made to be like the 80s, and it's fantastic. I finished the game Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Okay.
If anybody's familiar with the Far Cry series, it's a shoot 'em up game, just kind of open world sort of thing. But the wonderful thing about Far Cry Blood Dragon is it had to have been made by a bunch of 30 and 40-year-olds.
Right.
Because it speaks it speaks to Nate. It speaks Nate's language. It knows my heart and my love for 80s action movies because it has every 80s cliche for action movies in the book, all wrapped up into a nice little fun game. It's like, I want to say it takes like maybe, you know, if you play it straight through without doing all this stuff, it's probably like 4 or 5 hours maybe of some entertaining stuff. So the lead character is voiced by Michael Biehn, which is a fantastic start. He played Michael Biehn was a action guy in the 80s, played Hicks and Aliens and all that other fun stuff. So Michael Biehn, fantastic actor. But one of the things that was just so great about the cliche, just all the cliches about the 80s movies, is that the dialogue is fantastic. And what they do is they don't go to your normal, like, 3D, almost movie realistic, cutscenes.
Oh, yeah.
They have 8-bit cutscenes like you would find on a Nintendo.
Oh, that's awesome.
Voiced by the actors doing the thing. So I just thought it'd be fun just to read like the first 3 type of lines with you, Cowan, on this, so you can see the caliber, the caliber of dialogue in this, and there's like so much of this peppered throughout the whole game. I love it.
That's
so
awesome.
why don't you be Sergeant Rex Power Colt?
All right,
and that's who Michael, and I'll be Dr. Elizabeth Darling for this one.
Okay, all right. What's with the needle, Doc?
Listen, this will make you more like Sloane. Powerful, but without the side effects.
No, Doc. No way. I swore an oath to a special lady.
Your wife?
No. Lady Liberty. She taught me that winners don't use drugs.
Nice. Nicely done. All right, you got to read the next one.
I'm no hero. Policemen, firemen, janitors. Those are the real heroes.
Yep. I'll do the last one as Colt.
All right.
Doc, I got the kill star. It's Sloane's bedtime, and I plan to tuck him in under 6 feet of dirt.
That's so great.
So you can imagine this game is so over the top, like just overkill.
Oh my gosh.
And if you can, I mean, I'm not spoiling anything when I share the ending, but if you can imagine the last shot, essentially, of the very last level, I'll tell you what this shot in the screen contains. It contains a giant lizard called a blood dragon that is firing lasers at you while multiple Black Hawk helicopters are firing at you and nuclear missiles are being shot off in the back. This is all in one frame. You don't even have to turn the camera. And then it's got crates exploding. This is all within like 5 seconds. And then I was like listening carefully because I know my 80s soundtracks. And yes, while this is all going on, they are playing the victory finale to Rocky in the background. It is so unapologetically 80s and just pro-America and pro-gun. Even the bad guy has a big old monologue where he's just like, what, you want to like join those Democrats or something like that? It is well worth a play. It is a very entertaining game. And it was by far the most 80s video game I played that was not actually from the 80s, but they did a magnificent job. And it just spoke to me like the entire time. I was like, this is fantastic. This is, if you threw Predator and Die Hard and everything into a blender from the 80s and hit puree, this is what you would get. So
that's amazing. That sounds epic.
I swear I won't talk about video games or Xboxes for the next, like, maybe one podcast.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll have to do an official no video games podcast next week.
Yeah. I think it'll be good.
I think that'll be good for us all. I think so. All right. Because I guarantee anybody who is not, I feel like it's like if you're listening to some podcast or something and they start going off about sports, and it's just like
your eyes roll back. In your head.
I can't.
But that's like stats.
Understand?
That's stats.
Yeah.
If there's anybody that's listening that's of my age, you can appreciate some of the references I just gave. At least I hope you can.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Yeah. If you've ever seen like a cheesy '80s movie,
and there's a bunch,
you can
of
appreciate
them.
that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, well, let's move on to
the Social Net Jerk.
All right, this is the part of the show where we peruse the internet for people who are just kind of, they just don't.
There's lots of people like that, sadly.
How do you? Basically, people who you describe in that way. Let's take this. This you want to take this first one here?
Yeah,
All
you
right.
bet. This was a nice little Twitter post from the Chicago Teachers Union.
Yeah.
And this is this was what, back in December, I think, that this was
this
was posted.
Yeah.
But you'll still find people saying this today.
Yeah.
Their tweet says the push to reopen schools is rooted in sexism, racism, and misogyny. They hit the magic triad on that one.
Oh my god.
They got the major trinity of accusations going on there.
It's so tiring sometimes.
Yeah. It's a boy who cried wolf sort of thing. If you guys keep using it as much as you do, it's not going to mean anything anymore. It's just not going to.
I've lost count, like the amount of times per day that these crazy woke lefties call everything white supremacy. Mm-hmm. Everything's just white supremacy now. Everything's sexism, racism, and misogyny, and transphobia, and all the whatever whatever conversation ending term you can use is really what it is. Because you can't have a conversation with someone about a topic once they say that your opinion is instantly racist.
Right.
You can't have a talk. You can't be like, statistically, you're more likely to die on the way to school than you are from going to school during this COVID pandemic. Like, you can't have a conversation with them about all the schools that have already opened and that are doing just fine.
Great.
Yeah.
Mine included.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't have any conversation. You can't share any. They have officially told you, I'm not interested in any logic. I'm not interested in any discussion, any joining of the meeting of the minds, or anything like that, because you are racist. And once you call someone a racist, it's your way of getting out of any discussion.
That's exactly right.
And
just choose one of the three on this, and you'll be fine. You can instantly just kind of shut things down prematurely and not discuss anything.
Yeah. And of course, it's coming from the freaking Chicago Teachers Union. They did take down this quote, which shows you what freaking cowards they are to begin with.
Yeah, well, they didn't want to.
Because you're going to go out and call everyone who's like, I want my kids back in school, a racist. Including, frankly, a lot of black people who want their kids back in school. You're racist.
They're like, Karen, we need you to take that Twitter down. We've gotten like hundreds of calls from parents who apparently they really do want their kids back in school. Go figure. Yeah. Go figure. I know they're full of crap, but we should probably take it down.
Yeah. The amount of just like the stupidity in all this of just keeping kids home from school. All the
I know.
Yes, there's going to be risk in a pandemic, but kids have almost no risk.
Right.
And
transmission rate is basically nil.
It's non-existent.
Yeah.
And what is high risk is the freaking keeping them home, putting them behind in their education, the depression and isolation that's coming from it, the eating disorders that are coming from it. Like, there's just so many things. But no, we're going to pretend that the only thing that matters is this tiny, minute percentage of that's basically non-existent.
And even if they did get it, they'll
be fine.
wouldn't even be very affected by it.
Right. It's so there's no logic to it, and that's why they just say, well, it's racist, because that's a great way of getting out of ever having to have a logical conversation.
Exactly.
You never have to use logic.
Oh no.
The minute you call someone racist. Because what do you say to that? No, I'm not. That's exactly what a racist would say.
Wait a minute. Go ahead and deny it, racist.
That's what Hitler would do. Yeah.
Well, we always knew that teachers' unions were pretty much horrible all around, but now the past 6 months have really nailed that point,
Right.
and really driven that home.
I love that. Yeah, because it's not like, I don't know, people fought for years to have an education because of sexism and racism. But no. Now it's sexist and racist to want them to get an education.
Right. Duh.
Oh, my gosh. I would not shed a tear if every single teachers union just disappeared.
Just imploded.
Yeah. I totally understand like why unions were created and the benefits that they brought about and all that. And there's probably some really good unions still today.
Sure.
But so many of the unions are literally just, they're another bureaucracy. They add so much negativity.
And boy, have they made a lot of money over the past year.
They're very interested in money and power, and not really interested in serving the teachers or the students.
But don't worry, I'm sure that this latest $2 billion, $2 trillion bailout, no money's going to be going to those unions. So thank goodness for that.
Not at all. Nope. And if you really want to get a bad taste in your mouth about teachers unions, watch Waiting for Superman. Which is actually a total ripoff of a John Stossel report.
Really?
Yeah, from like he did a report basically years prior.
Okay.
And then Waiting for Superman is basically just a total ripoff of that John Stossel special. But it's still good. Still watch it.
Yeah.
Or find the John Stossel. It's shorter.
Yeah.
So
look up John Stossel's report.
He's freaking awesome.
Save yourself an hour and a half.
He was my first introduction to libertarianism.
This is the most I've heard the name John Stossel in a conversation for quite some time.
Hey, he's still relevant.
I never said he wasn't.
Yeah, he's still. I follow him on the Facebook. He's got a TV show or whatever.
Fair enough.
For people who watch news TV shows. All right, this next one. Let's talk about numerology.
Numerology.
When you see 1111, you are on the right path. When you see 123, expect abundance. When you see 1212, good vibes and excitement are close. When you see 1010, your spirit guides are watching. When you see 555, changes are close. The universe is always speaking to us using numbers. So, I guess
there's a people there are people that are quite superstitious about
numbers.
About numbers.
Yeah.
And admittedly, my kids, they don't do this because they're superstitious at all.
Right.
They like when they notice that it's about to turn like 11:11 or 4:44.
Right.
They will stare unblinkingly at the clock just because they want to see it turn. They're just like, oh, and it's like they think it's the greatest thing when it turns.
Yeah.
But they certainly don't say, okay, I'm gonna be freaking blessed with abundance right now, right, Dad?
Right.
No, kid. That's a complete and utter lie.
I think it's funny that like 1111 is the one I hear the most, where people are like, oh, I keep seeing 1111. Like, what does it mean? It means something. What does it mean? And I'll tell you what 1111 means. I figured this out. The reason 1111 stands out is, first of all, obviously it's all ones, so that's cool, right? It's double digits, it's all ones. That's fun. That's always fun.
Yes.
But it's also okay. So first of all, that's why you notice it. Like, it's not like
you're like, huh?
It's not like you see 1110 and you're like, oh, 1110 again. Whoa, what does it mean?
That 1117 is very striking.
Yeah, you see 1111 because it stands out from all the other possible times. The other thing is, it is the number that you are most likely, out of like 222 or I don't know, 1010 or whatever. It's the number that you're most likely to see. You're more likely to see 1111
Yes.
and notice it than like 222 or 1212 because you're probably going to be around at 11 a.m.
Yep.
And you might be up till 11 p.m.
Sure.
So you see it a lot because it's just there and it's noticeable.
You know what's creepy? For years, I thought this was happening to me with 9/11.
Oh.
like no joke. Every time I looked at the clock, it was
Really?
like 9/11. I was like, what are you trying to tell me, God? Am I going to uncover something? Am I going to... Just the dumb part of your brain, the conspiracy. I see why
that was
people
when you were
latch onto
sharing
this.
all those jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
Yeah, that's when I really derailed a lot of our podcasts, which I really have to apologize for.
You're really
especially for
going hard on that.
The PowerPoints that none of the listeners could see.
Yeah. George Bush used lasers to take out the Pentagon
with his eyes.
Yeah.
Videotape.
I don't know. I think the biggest takeaway from this, like, 1111, these numbers mean all these things, is literally every one of these is as vague as possible.
Yeah.
When you see 1111, you're on the right path. Ooh, 123, expect abundance. Well, I'll expect it. Doesn't mean I'll get it, but I'll expect it. 1212, good vibes and excitement are close. You bet, because it's 12:12 at night and I'm here to party.
Woo!
10:10, your spirit guides are watching. Great, I can really apply that to my life.
Are they watching all the time?
Are they watching? Were they watching me at 11:11? Because I was... I wasn't up to anything good.
What a bunch of pervs.
I was pooping.
I was on the can.
I was on the can.
At that
and they were
time.
just staring at me.
Why would my spirit guides watch me at that time?
Yeah. When you see 55 changes are close. Like, it's all just as vague as possible.
Guy. Who's that guy that was on TV forever? The psychic that, would like speak to people. It was Edwards. I forget the name. Anyway, John Edwards or somebody.
Sure.
Yeah, let's just say that. Mm-hmm. But it's that tactic they use where they're just like, oh, I'm getting a feeling it's starts with a J. Your family. It's just like and they have to remain vague as possible, but still let people think that they're in store for something specific and special.
Because the spirits just can't spell a whole name. They can't spell a whole name.
No, they can't. They can't just outright say the name.
Right. Unless it's like a really like generic name. Like maybe the spirits will spell out Jack or John, but it's never Enrico Caliente.
That's true. It's like somebody super basic.
Right.
I'm getting
I'm getting a J name.
Matt. It's never more than one syllable.
It's never an X name. It's never a...
No.
I'm getting a Xavier, a Xerxes. Xerxes. Oh,
Xerxes.
Wow.
Yeah. If somebody just straight up said, it's a Xerxes. That'd be pretty incredible. But that's never going to happen. It's never going to be John, Matt, or...
Right.
Or a Chris.
Chris or Nate, basically. Yep. Yeah.
There we go.
So there you go.
There was the Nate. My garbage man's name is Nate.
Right. The universe is always speaking to us and using numbers is the final sentence of this. And I love that. It's like, could you say something more practical, like something more useful than that? Like,
what?
My spirit guides are watching. Thanks, universe. That's going to change the course of my day. Like, oh, well, now that I know my spirit guides are watching me take a dump, that's going to...
Well, it's like... Don't you think if this were like actually tried and true and reliable, that a majority of people would pretty much set their watch so they could see 12:12 come about every day? Like who would pass up that opportunity every day? I get to choose my future just by, glancing at the clock.
Yeah. I could really use some abundance. I know. I'll just stick around to 123.
123.
There you go.
Sweetie, we need to save for that trip. Let's hang out for 123.
Expect abundance. There we go.
Jeez.
All right, this next one. I always love these. I don't even know if this one was created like unironically, like how much it was shared unironically. Yeah. Obviously, whoever created it knew that it was dumb. But I just love these. So this is one of those. I guess it's supposed to be like an inspirational story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear about this.
You want to read it? I love it.
Okay. Sure. It says,
first, here, let's describe the photo first.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So, so it is a gentleman sitting at a table. He looks like, I don't know, maybe like college age somewhere in there. He's got, tats on his arms or anything. And he's kind of got his hands like folded, or not folded, but kind of put together, almost like he's praying. But on the table, it's a big wooden table. There is a salt shaker that is half full of salt. And on the table itself is a very detailed portrait of Jesus Christ with the crown of thorns. And it's whoever, well, assuming that somebody actually forged this, if somebody did, it's a very good likeness of those pictures that we have grown up seeing of Jesus Christ. And it's made out of salt.
It's made out of
salt. There's even a part of it that's kind of smudged on the side, like maybe the salt kind of scattered across the table to form this image and wasn't completely done yet.
Yeah.
But you want me to read the caption?
Go for it. Yeah.
All right. It says, before his meal, when a group...
No,
there's right. Oh, did I cut it off? Didn't I? Oh my goodness. This young man was praying before his meal when a group of liberal atheists mocked him, chanting, "Prove your God is real." It was then his salt shaker fell, and the image of Christ, the Savior, appeared. The group of non-believers fell to their knees and prayed for forgiveness. We serve an awesome God. Amen. Now listen, I don't doubt that we serve an awesome God, and I will gladly say an amen for that. But this never happened.
This did not happen.
This is, I'd be more willing to believe the burnt toast that looks like the Mother Mary, or than I would be of this. This is so great because it just looks so perfectly framed on the table. And I love everything about this.
Oh, it's so
there's
good.
So many of these out there.
Yeah, you've all seen somebody share these terrible memes of just like this story, and then the whole like, and then the atheist ran out of the room, and a bald eagle flew down from the heavens and shed a single tear for our country, and everybody chanted, "God bless America, God bless it." It's like, that kind of story like has gotten shared.
Then the eagle
so much.
Picked up the atheist and flew him 100 yards up into the sky and let go.
Yeah. But it's like it was all written by a Jack Chick tract or something. But I love the phrase, when a group of liberal atheists mocked. I just love that they threw in the word liberal.
Yeah, no, they have to. They have to.
Couldn't just be atheists.
Yeah. No, but because to be fair, the guy that was praying actually took the time to find out exactly what political affiliation every one of them have. Yeah. And of course they were liberal.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
liberal atheism goes hand in hand.
For sure. One of them couldn't have been like authoritarian or anything.
No,
like
not at all. He's like, "Are you sure I'm getting kind of an authoritarian?" And he's like, "No,
nope.
Straight liberal."
Definitely,
we're all liberal atheists. Actually,
yes, all of us.
You can use that in your story.
Yeah. And I just love the visual, like the childlike visual of just like there's a group of liberal atheists, and then they just surrounded him at his table while he was praying. And they're just all chanting together, "Prove your God is real. Prove your God."
I can guarantee you that happens in that order or that way 0% of the time.
Yeah.
There just no. If anything, they'd be like, "So saw you praying before your meal there, huh?"
Yeah.
It's like they'd probably start the conversation up that way. They probably wouldn't say a thing. Imagine that.
Nate, I can't believe you would doubt the veracity of this when there's a picture right here of a man, a half-used salt shaker, and a salty Jesus.
Look, you know me, Kellen. I got to put every single one of these memes through its paces. I got to validate it. I got to make sure it's the real deal. So forgive me for throwing a little bit of doubt
Yeah. Apparently, I haven't actually checked this, but apparently the photo is actually from. There's a video of a guy who's like a salt artist, and he makes stuff out of salt, and this is from that. So you can actually go and see the guy make the portrait of Jesus out of salt.
Well, if that's the case, I want to take more pictures of his and start making memes out of them, because
clearly
how easy
they
would
get
that
shared.
be?
Yeah. I love stuff like that. So
there was a man reading a book about birds, and somebody came up to him and just said, "What a waste of time researching birds." Then the salt shaker poured over, and what do you know?
Birds.
It was a pigeon.
Then a flock of birds came in.
A flock of birds came in and pecked out the naysayer's eyes.
I just love the ones that end with everybody clap. Those are my favorite. Like somebody has some altercation at a grocery store, and then by this time a crowd was gathering, and they were cheering me on, and then I came up with this comeback, and the whole store stopped everything they were doing
and applauded
and focused all of their attention on me and applauded.
Then the whole world turned to me and gave me a thumbs up.
People eat that crap up.
Oh, they do. It's motivational for some.
Yeah,
people.
it's motivational. So, it's so it's that tribalism, and because it's always some kind of conservative versus liberal type thing.
Yeah.
And it's so hilarious. The fact that people take it seriously is what's
great.
So freaking awesome. I love it. I love the world. I love this world that we live in and all its fodder.
How can you not?
All right. So it is time for our final segment.
Ugh, that's problematic.
All right. This is the part of the show where we have our random topic and we have to decide why it is, in fact, problematic, because everything is problematic.
Darn right it is.
If you just search hard enough. So as you heard at the beginning of the show, the Irish are problematic this week. And probably not just this week.
I'd say every week.
Probably problematic by quite a bit. So what we like to do whenever we have one of these topics is we like to get a little bit of help. And so we put it out there to our Facebook group, the Stunning and Brave Autonomous Zone, or SBAZ. And we like to get everyone's thoughts on, what they find problematic, and kind of it's a think tank of sorts.
It is,
really.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good opinions.
So let's find out what is problematic about the Irish. Do you have any Irish in you, Nate?
I don't think so. If I do, it would probably be a very small percentage. Not enough. Now, I haven't done that. Like, what is that? The 20, what is it?
Yeah, the 23andMe.
23andMe. I haven't done that. I was always kind of interested about it. But no, I think if anything, it'd be like maybe 1 or 2% just from European.
Have you ever had any Irish in you?
Not yet.
Okay.
I know what you're going to ask, though.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it there.
What about you? Do you have Irish in you?
I do, and always have. I've got because Cowan is a Scottish name.
Yes,
and so the Scots and the Irish would sometimes visit each other. Stuff would happen, and you'd have some kind of weird
people would
mutant
throwdown.
But no, I've got some Irish on I don't know, somebody's side of the family. So yeah, I'm a mutt from that region.
An Irish mutt.
So
Irish mutt.
So we have the approval of an Irish to totally obliterate. I don't. That's not even an Irish accent. I don't know what that is.
You're kind of there.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I could do an accent kind of if I have like a script or something, but if I have to improvise,
just
it gets super sketchy. Let me tell you, lad. And for some reason, the Irish, they're all tenors.
Yes, they all speak as high
they all
voices.
have high voices. Like they just hit puberty.
Well, meanwhile, all the Scots are low.
All the Scots.
They've got these low voices.
They speak from their bowels. Yeah, I don't know why that is. It's probably harmful stereotypes. But
probably.
Well, I just associate. Well, actually, I associate. There's probably some truth to it because, like, I associate the Irish with the leprechauns, and lucky the leprechaun is pretty short, like most.
He's
leprechauns.
Short. They do jigs.
Yeah,
And
then
there's lots of unflattering stereotypes.
I just don't know of a lot of like Irish, like who's the William Wallace of Ireland?
Yeah, I think there's a few people we could point to, but I don't know. I had a buddy growing up. He was Irish.
Yeah,
and their family always took great pride in their heritage and everything. And I'm sure he shared with our class, one or two Irish hero. Okay.
But how tall was your buddy?
Oh, geez. Well, I don't know. We were like in 6th grade, man.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Still.
It's probably pretty short and pasty. He had freckles. He had freckles.
Speaking of conversation enders, that's a great one to use. If you ever just like, you want to win an argument, but you don't have an argument, just be like, well, still. Wait, what? But you can see the curvature of the Earth. What do you mean the Earth is flat? Still.
Well, still. I mean,
Still. Still.
Follow it with a and you've got it. The argument is yours.
Yeah. that's my tactic.
Well,
Still. Or I love the ones that are like they share something thinking it's real, like something really happened. And then they're like, no, it's totally false. That never happened. And they're like, yeah, but the fact that I believed it goes to show how true it is. Like the fact that it was so believable, that tells you. Yeah. That tells you about society.
I believed it so hard. Yeah. That's got to be worth something.
Right.
Still.
Which I've probably said that before.
Oh, I know I've said it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the Irish. I just don't. I don't know a lot of like tall Irish. I think of like Liam Neeson. He's Scottish, isn't he? Although Liam seems like an Irish name.
No, I thought Liam is an Irish name.
Maybe he's the tall Irish.
He bucks the trend.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's a tall guy.
He's a tall guy. But he plays Scotsman in his. No, he's totally Irish. He's totally Irish.
Are you talking about in Rob Roy?
Yeah, and Rob Roy.
Yeah, Rob Roy.
Yeah.
Robert Roy.
Wait, is Rob Roy is
I don't know.
Scottish, right?
This is sad. We could have had the answer by now. We're like literally on the internet. Yeah. We're
if only we had all of the world's knowledge at our fingertips right now.
Rob Roy McGregor.
Okay, I'm sorry to all the Irish.
Oh, son of a gun! Rob Roy was Scottish.
Okay, he was, but Liam Neeson is Irish, and he's tall.
Is he? Now I'm going on a.
He's old, Liam's. He's probably he's probably a Scottish immigrant.
An actor from Northern Ireland. Boom.
There you go. All right. Okay. All right.
He's a tall Irishman.
He's probably got some Scottish in his
He's
blood.
got a wee bit of Scottish in him.
Yeah, probably. But there you go. So he's okay. Well.
All right.
I don't know. I'm
now
just
that mystery is solved.
glad we got that out of the way. So the Irish people can be tall, which is problematic because then you have height privilege, and
that's true,
and that's a problem.
Why has he not gotten canceled for his height privilege?
Right? Why has he not had some kind of limb reduction surgery to
very
negate
painful, very painful?
Height.
I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a sacrifice, Liam.
I actually saw I don't remember what the context was, but it was some like university class or something where they had like platform shoes to equalize people, even out the height privilege that people had, especially men over women.
What?
And so it's like these people hanging out and like these short ladies with high platforms, and there were a couple shorter guys with platform shoes too, so that they would all be kind of closer to the same height.
Our society, man.
And it was hilarious. Yeah.
Okay,
all right, so
community.
Let's put it out there to the spaz, Stunning and Brave Autonomous Zone, and see what they think is problematic about the Irish.
Sure enough. All right, well, I'll start off. Jeannie says, as an Italian American, I'm offended by this question.
Okay.
Do the Italian Americans not I guess they don't care for the Irish too much, maybe.
I don't know. She kind of just says she's offended.
No, I understand
time,
that,
so.
but is there something it seems like a lot of people hate the Irish.
She's not included.
I don't know.
Well, you know,
do Italians hate Irish people?
Everybody hates Irish people.
Oh, that's true. Okay,
I mean, if you go back to like the 1800s,
stupid question.
If you go back to the 1800s, you know, there were all those signs, you know, no true. Irish, not interested in hiring Irish, that kind of thing. But I'm pretty sure there was the same kind of thing towards Italians. Like everybody was hating everybody.
Italians, yeah.
Back in the old days, everybody hated everybody. Like
all the Europeans just hated each other for centuries.
Oh yeah, and that just carried over.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's offended. Brett says, "I was going to say they drink too much, then I realized that's what makes them fun."
Brett had a change of heart.
That's a good point. Yeah.
As he meditated on this topic.
That's true. Well, and Brett's a redhead, so he might have some Irish in him as well. So he might have some.
There you go.
He might know what he's talking about there.
He might know.
Yeah.
Todd gets real and dark. Historically, the Irish were less expensive to import than were Africans, so labor costs were far less expensive. Just because it's true, Todd, doesn't mean you need to share it.
Well, and also, it's not true.
No, I know.
Todd, you can count on Todd to always, Todd, I love you, but you can count on Todd to always have the party line of like whatever the right wing, like extreme right wing, like take on something is. Todd's got that covered.
Todd's got it down. Well, how do you know? Did you research the cost of those?
What he is kind of hinting at here is that whole thing about how I think we shared that meme in the past where like they show a photo of a couple poor Irish immigrants, and they're like, the Irish were treated worse than the Africans.
Well, yes, there's that
African
meme.
slaves and that kind of thing.
Yes.
So what he's talking about here is, okay, historically the Irish were less expensive to import than were Africans, so labor costs were far less expensive. Okay, no, because here's the thing. Yes, that might be true that importing the Irish was less expensive, you know, than importing an African. But I guarantee, because the Irish would come over as bond servants. Like there was a form of slavery that was really, it was just temporary, so that you could pay off the debt of basically moving to America or something like that. And so you would be essentially a slave for an amount of time, and then you would pay off the debt, and then you'd be free.
Okay.
And so it's just kind of a bond servant type agreement.
Man, glad somebody did their history homework.
The Africans who were sold by African tribes to Europeans and taken over to America, first of all, they were taken over in bulk in much less comfortable circumstances than the Irish settlers were.
Oh, yes.
And when they came over as slaves. They did not come over as
bond servants,
temporary bond servants. Pay off your debt, and then you can be be free.
Do you see where you took this discussion, Todd? Do you see? Do you see?
I just don't. Because people try to play like reinterpret history and be like, oh, the slaves weren't treated that bad, or there were white people who were treated just as bad, and it's like, freaking no, okay? Just no. All right? Okay. White people were not treated as bad as the black slaves, okay? You cannot make that argument.
No.
And you cannot, and I know you didn't specifically make that argument, but I just labor costs were far less expensive. Not if you're getting them for the rest of their life and you're getting their children and their children's children. So, anyway, moving on.
Is it my turn or your turn? Or
I think is it my turn?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
You can...
Joe says, "What's not problematic about the Irish? They certainly weren't inclusive, as they were clearly racist and prejudiced against the Norse and English foreign immigrants. I mean, yeah, the Norse were coming to conquer and the English to subdue. But aside from that, super not inclusive to people who wanted to conquer them.
That's a good point.
You know, that's
really, the fact that they even put up a fight is...
yeah, honestly, that's super racist.
It is.
I wouldn't be surprised if I found out they tried to put up some kind of wall to keep people from coming into their country.
Monsters.
Because they're just racists like that. But yeah, no, that's definitely... we need a world without borders, and I think the Irish really should have seen that much, much sooner.
Well, what's problematic about the Irish? Tim just says, well, answers itself.
Ooh.
Boom.
Wow.
Tim hates the Irish.
Robert points out that 49.61% of them are men.
Oh.
So that's problematic.
That is.
Having that many men in a country is clearly a sign of the patriarchy.
Yeah, there needs to really be a better tipped scale on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Megan says, potatoes are delicious evil carbs, which my body does not process well, so they are not inclusive of my body type.
Ooh.
Yeah. And she says, which really makes them misogynistic food fascists when you think about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You need to stop making your stupid potatoes, Idaho. I mean, Ireland. Both of you.
Both of you. Potato producing
commies.
Communists.
Yeah, Nazis, basically.
I love potatoes too much, so please don't stop.
I don't know. I don't love potatoes like as potatoes in their potato form.
Oh, dude.
Unless, no, I don't. I like fries.
Like not even tato skins. Like, come on, tater skins. Like with the bacon and the cheese and
I do like Idaho tacos.
Idaho tacos.
Have you ever had an Idaho taco?
I think you can tell by my reaction that I clearly have not.
Okay, you would enjoy it. It's a taco, but on a potato.
Probably enjoy anything.
A buttery,
cream
cheesy potato.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, those are good.
That's right up my alley.
Yeah.
So okay.
But honestly, I'm past potatoes. I'm on the sweet potato train now. They're the new cool hip potato in town. So
yeah,
good.
You're such a hipster.
Yeah. John says, here's what's problematic about the Irish. They love spreading the herpes through their Blarney Stone.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, you can't kiss the Blarney Stone anymore because...
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought the reason they did that was just because of safety.
No, it was because of herpes. I don't actually know that.
I was gonna say no, the Blarney Stone I thought is one of those things where you literally had to like lean over like a fixture or something,
right?
And it was the whole act of it was kind of dangerous. But people did it because it was a tradition,
right?
And then everybody and their brother tried to kiss the Blarney Stone, and I heard they just stopped doing it because the whole support over the Blarney Stone was not holding up too well, and they were like, we don't want a whole family to sue us, so
right.
But no, the herpes thing, that makes sense. Yeah, all it takes is one guy with some looser morals to kiss that Blarney Stone.
Oof. Or girl. Don't assume. Yeah, that's or COVID, you know?
Yeah.
It's seems like a health risk on a number of levels.
Yeah,
so I can see why they don't let you kiss the Blarney Stone anymore. It sounds like a euphemism.
Well,
that guy looks like he's been kissing the Blarney Stone, if you know what I mean.
He's kissed the Blarney Stone one too many times.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jacob, good point. An inappropriate amount of Irish are gingers.
Oh, that's true.
Those darn gingers.
That's true.
And then we basically spent the rest of the thread pointing out that my wife is a ginger.
Nice. Jeremy says that's racist, which is more. Is it racist against the Irish? I guess, yeah. I would say more nationalist, but no, it's definitely it's an ethnicity.
Yeah,
it's bigoted, and that's the point.
Yeah.
But he also says, and easy. The problem is that they are white. I mean, really white. Ooh. That is a good point.
They are like pasty
and I can
white.
say this because I have Irish in the family. That's kind of like being like I can
I've got a friend.
Say racist jokes because I know a black person.
Exactly.
Like, no, that doesn't work, Jeremy. You can't use that word. I can use that word because I actually am partly Irish.
But maybe that's what he means.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a certain percentage or something.
What's
an acceptable percentage for you to start ragging on the Irish then?
I think at least you have to have a higher amount of Irish
than anything else.
Than Elizabeth Warren has of Cherokee. I think you at least have to have a little bit higher than that.
That's not a very high bar to cross, but okay, all right, fair enough.
But that is a good point. The Irish are really pale, so that makes them extra white, which means they need to do a privilege check.
I think if I remember correctly, I was always given my always just teasing my wife during our marriage that she was Irish, I was Scottish. I've got Scottish in me, and but it turns out her family lineage might be more Scottish than mine is. She is a direct descendant of Robert the Bruce.
Oh, really?
And if you've ever watched Braveheart, he's the Scottish king who was very, very reluctant to take the lead. So anyway, she's apparently a descendant.
Wow.
Of Robert the Bruce.
Impressive.
I think I was probably the descendant of some Scottish pauper or something.
Yeah.
Who worked in the muddy fields.
Based on my family crest, so the Cowan comes from the Colquhoun clan.
Ooh.
And our family crest has has a motto and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally the wimpiest motto you could ever have. It is something like
it just says "Drink up, lads."
It's no, I wish.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
It was that good.
That'd
I would
awesome.
love that. I would love it if it was anything else.
It was anything really.
But it's literally, it's like
I think you told me once.
If I may, or if I will, it's like the pansiest. Just can I please?
It's this little intrepid. If I may.
Yeah. They were the clan that was just
interrupt.
When the British tried to rule over them, they were just
they were the first ones to hit the ground.
All right, okay, I'll just bend over.
They were the first ones.
Yeah.
Let me find a barrel.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's just, of all the
a lot of pride in that slogan there.
How do you even I feel like other families, probably have I don't know, do the hard thing in the difficult times, or
never surrender.
Yeah, never surrender, never give up, or courage. Something.
If I may.
What kind of motto is that? Maybe I will, maybe I won't, maybe I will. I don't know.
It was a very indecisive family chain. It was a very
yeah. Huh. As long as there's scotch involved, I'll just I'll take it. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe drinking made them very indecisive. I don't know.
Yeah. But
judge.
It's actually funny because the topic of Ireland actually came up earlier in our group because somebody's 6-year-old, I guess, had a question to pose to the group, and so she put it in the group, and it was, why does Ireland like clovers so much? Which is not actually a thing, apparently. The Irish don't like clovers. I have an Irish friend who explained it to me, and basically the 4-leaf clover is not the national symbol of Ireland. It's not a thing. Their national emblem is actually the 3-leaf shamrock.
The 3-leaf shamrock.
Right. Which I would just call a regular clover.
Well, right.
But apparently over there, there's
that's
a big stink about four leaves is a clover.
Yeah.
And 3 leaves is a shamrock, which I've literally never seen a 4-leaf clover. I've only ever seen the 3-leaf.
You never seen a 4-leaf clover?
No.
Oh my gosh. You just go to a field of clovers, dude. They're all over the place.
No, I see 3-leaf clovers.
There's little mutations
which I now know
all over the place.
Are shamrocks. I've never found one.
It's just a mutation. That's all it is.
I've never seen one.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
You're telling me you've seen multiple 4-leaf
clovers? Yes, dude.
clovers?
We used to pick them at recess all the time. with the
Really?
4 little clover things on the thing.
I feel like I
sorry
never
your childhood
do.
sucked out loud, but yeah, no, I've
Wow.
picked them.
I feel like I'm just missing so much.
And you're more Irish than I am.
Man, it's already bad enough that I didn't go to Disneyland as a kid, and now I missed out on the 4-leaf clovers too.
Okay, so the clover thing is not real. Apparently, it's not.
Well, the clover thing mainly comes from which apparently it's the shamrock thing.
Yeah,
because the shamrock. We don't use the word shamrock here, so it's just called a freaking clover.
It's just called
all right,
clover. Yeah.
So get over yourselves. But apparently over there, it's like, no, that is not a clover. It has 4 leaves. Heresy.
Nailed it.
But the whole stink about it comes from. I love that the most famous Irish person is a British person, because St. Patrick is English. He was not Irish.
Yeah,
he was a missionary. He was basically a slave who was captive in Ireland. And then he came back later as a missionary to Ireland, and he cast out all the snakes from Ireland, according to legend.
And he's their hero. See, there you go. You were asking,
do
they have any heroes? I mean, they weren't Irish, but,
right,
St. Patrick. So. Something.
Not, that doesn't speak very much for them if they're like, their big hero is from their oppressing country. But what are you going to do?
I always thought they were using the clover superstition to distract us from their pot of gold. That's what it's like. Look, focusing on the clovers, and then meanwhile,
oh, you don't need my pot of gold.
Yeah,
there's a 4-leaf clover over there. I bet that'll bring you luck.
That'll bring you all sorts of
gold. Yeah. So the 3-leaf clover is because when St. Patrick was the missionary there, he was explaining the triune nature of God. 3 persons in one, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, but one God. And so he used the clover as a metaphor.
There you go.
For the nature of God. And so that is why the clover somehow became associated with it.
And then somebody brought him a 4-leaf clover, and he just kind of paused, and
he was like,
he said, "Get behind me, Satan."
Yes. Yeah, or all the Catholics were like, "Oh, that 4th one, that's Mary."
That's right. That's the Blessed Mother.
That's the Blessed Mother.
The Blessed Mother, Mary.
For sure. Well, we could throw in some more gods there. Find a 5-leaf. There's Buddha. I don't know. But so that's I guess that's the story there.
Fact.
There you go. Now that's your history lesson for St. Patrick's Day.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, how are we doing on time? I think we're probably
just about there.
We're overtime, which is the standard now. So
especially when we come back with a little week hiatus there, you know, we want to give you a little something extra. We're nice like that.
Yeah, we are. We're sweethearts like that. So hope you all have a wonderful week as you appropriate Irish culture.
Yes,
and wear your funny green hats.
Really indulge on that corned beef and cabbage and
drink your booze. Yeah. Oh man, corned beef is good. Cabbage, I'm like, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah, but just give me the corned beef.
Yeah, corned beef, especially like a sandwich the next day.
Soaked in beer.
Oh yeah, that's a good stuff right there. But appropriate the Irish culture. I don't care.
Oh, appropriate them big time.
It only matters. You only can't appropriate like Mexican culture for Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, I hear
you only get in trouble for that. But if it's just some white pasty people's island,
so I can wear a green hat and I won't get canceled.
Yeah, you won't get canceled for Ireland so far. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us for another amazing episode of Stunning and Brave. We will catch you next time.
Bye.
If you're not telling everyone about this show, you're probably a potophobe and a Nazi. Don't be a potophobe. Tell your friends and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you subscribe.